How's everybody doing? Mad Hatter, yay, showtime! Kimberly, let's do it! Let's get some people in here and let's have fun. We got 3 games that we can decide from. Plus, I came up with a little game, kind of wanted to go over and kind of like iron out the kinks, see if it's something that everybody would like to play. Hey, Brad! Good seeing you. What did you say? Paige and Kim, please come on stage. I'm here. And look what I'm wearing. I got this new shirt from the one and only Mad Hatter for a birthday present, and it is so comfortable. I love it. It's just starting to cool down, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wear my new shirt. So hey, here I am. How's everybody doing? Yeah, me too, Brad. That's awesome. I try to share it out, an hour or so before, that way, in case people's notifications didn't, show up, they would know that I was going live. Well, we have the same games, Brad. We have the 80s and 90s. We got the Are You a Liar game. And then you remember that game I was talking about that I wanted to play? Well, I wrote down 20 questions, and what I was thinking was, we could time it, see how many people answered how many questions in a certain amount of time, or, whatever. Whatever game you guys would be wanting to play, I'm here for it. Whatever I can offer. I think I even might have Mad Lips. I have a couple of those left, if you guys were wanting to do that as well. I don't care. But the question game that I came up with, I have to figure out, like, what the rules are and, like, what the challenge is. I'm thinking it's like, how many of them can you answer without hesitating in, like, say a minute or something like that. We could come up with some rules, and if you guys like that, then every time we have game night or whatever, I can make up a new set of questions, something different, so it's not the same thing all the time. But as always, I have my StreamYard pinned. I'd like to get at least 2 or 3 people up here. It would be awesome. And for those who aren't in chat, and you might think that you're too shy, you don't have to cam up. It'd be like talking on the phone, you know. I just want to hang out, have a good time, have some laughs, you know. Sometimes YouTube gets boring with the same stuff every single day. Yeah, that's what it's called, Kimberly. Are You a Liar? Let me see if I can show you. Like, here's the card. That's basically what it looks like on the front of the game. Are You a Liar? And it's full of, like, weird, useless facts, and some of them I question if they're really correct, but I just go by what the cards say. Oh, has it, Brad? I'm sorry. I don't like stressful weeks. Well, hopefully by the end of the week it'll be better for you. You can sit back and relax a little bit. It's I don't know, this week has gone fast. Like, I can't believe it's Thursday already. For me, it went fast. And it's been pretty good health-wise. So that's amazing in itself. like using AK-42 fish. What? Oh, that would be one crazy analogy. Oh, okay, Kim. It just over my head. I don't know why I still get nervous doing lives, you know? It'll be a year in November and I feel like day one, you know? Neither do I. I suck. They suck. Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Stuff like that tends to make it go fast. They use really, Brad? All right. Matt Hatter says, Kim, that was one of the questions. What was one of the questions? I lost. I'm lost somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, I need somebody, you guys need to come up and get a game going here. Sit back and have some fun with you guys. You know? Well, hello, is it Grizz? Hello. I've never seen you before. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Hope you're doing well. I think we're supposed to be getting some rain. That's why you have all these amazing. I do. I have great subscribers, which I consider friends. You guys are friends to me, even if it's just connecting once a week and having a few laughs and talking about life and, having fun. That's all that matters to me. I care about you guys. I want you guys to have fun. I still really like the idea of maybe the third week of October having a pumpkin carving live. I think that would be a lot of fun. If you guys would be up for that, I would ask you to have a pumpkin ready towards the third end of the third week of this month. I think we could all have some fun with that. Well, thank you. I care about you too, Brad. It's good seeing new people too. I love that. Yep. We're gonna have a game night, Grismo. And I always have every live I have my StreamYard pin because we do open panels, and we play games and whatnot. And like I tell everybody who might be shy, you don't have to cam up. It's just like talking on the phone or to your computer. Yeah, we're those kind of people around here. If I will have attend what? I don't think people are getting the notifications, Cam. Well, it's very well possible, Mad Hatter, but there's not much I can do about that. Hopefully, being on for a little bit, people will see that I'm live. But I mean, we can always get it going, and if other people join in and want to play, they can join at any time. Oh, okay, Brad. You don't have to pay for that. You just gotta get your own pumpkin, that's all. I think it'd be fun. You know, us adults have to have fun too. It's fall, right? And plus, if you like pumpkin seeds, you can make pumpkin seeds afterwards. That's what I do. Ray! Hey, Ray! Good seeing you, sir. Oh, did you from Walmart today? Oh, no. It doesn't have a flat side on it. Man, I wish you could carve it with us, Ray. Brad!
Hello.
I'm sorry you're having a stressful week.
Well, it is what it is. I've been having those for 2 weeks now.
Really?
Yep,
No,
every day.
I hope it gets better for you, whatever the situation might be.
Well, I got some things in the works about money, and they're starting to come to a head.
Mhm.
So a lot of paperwork's got to get done. I'm waiting on an attorney to get back from vacation. And it's not a little bit amount of money. One of them is 500,000, and another's 4.5 million in a car.
Right, I remember you telling me about that. Yeah, that can
So
be
they're
money's always very
starting to
stressful.
come together. It's just hectic until then.
Yeah, that sucks. Let's see. Well, I'm glad you're here too, Ray. You need to come up here and let's get a game going.
Yeah, so it's just a pain until I can get it. That's all.
Right, right, and that's gonna cause stress for sure. Because you're not, you're working on their time, not yours.
Oh yeah, and then you throw into the mix a friend of mine's daughter's in a kind of like a group home,
Uh huh.
and she wanted to leave, and right now that wouldn't be a good idea, so I had to talk her into staying.
Oh. Uh oh. Did you kick yourself? Or maybe it's your internet. Well, let's see. I'll carve 3 or 4 by Halloween. It's a tradition. Oh, cool, Ray. Well, maybe you'll be able to carve one with us. That would be awesome. Maybe I don't know if I can or not. Brad, I'm gonna try to kick you off, and then maybe you could come back up. Okay. We'll see if Brad can come back up. Aw, that's sweet of you, Kim. Okay, Ray. All right. Well, I'm glad you're here anyhow. Okay. Yeah, it'll be towards the end of the 3rd week of October. So look forward to that. I'll make sure I put plenty of notice up so you guys can kind of, if you forgot about it, be like, oh yeah, I need to go buy a pumpkin. Then you can do so. That way it's not of a spare moment. Hey, Days. Good to see you, sweetheart. Really good to see ya. Hope you're doing well. I'm so sorry I missed Bible study yesterday. I really wanted to go to that too. Yeah, Mad Hatter, I was kind of thinking about painting. If you guys didn't want to carve and would feel more comfortable painting, I think that should be an option, right? Oh, okay. Well, that's a cool tradition. I like hearing of people's little quirky traditions for, the holidays. Yeah, I always try to, well, when my kids were little, I always tried to do the carving like, the week of trick or treat. That way our pumpkins weren't all gross looking by the time Halloween came. But it was also like our tradition was also we would roast the pumpkin seeds because they're really good that way. But um, yeah, if we could get a couple people up here, we could pick out a game to play. That would be awesome. Hopefully, Brad will come back up. Something went wrong. I had to kick you, and so hopefully that you could come back up. Yeah. Oh yeah, you could get some pumpkin sketch stencils and carving tools ready. Hey, DeSouth, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I hope everybody's doing well. How's fall starting in your neck of the woods? We've had a great week, but it's gonna go from 80s to 60s to 50s, and then it's gonna be cold for how long I don't know. Everybody was asking, is it Indian summer? I'm like, wait a minute. No, it couldn't be. Indian summer's always been towards the end of October, beginning of November. But we had some warm weather. I'm gonna miss it. You could rub Vaseline in them so that they last longer. Keeps the bugs out of them. Oh, that's a good idea, Ray. I didn't know that. Cause yeah, I mean, within a couple weeks, your pumpkins are looking pretty, crappy. Good to hear, DeSouth. I'm glad to hear that. Ooh, I hear rain. It is raining outside. Yep, but like I said, we get a couple people up here, at least two people, of course, and then hopefully others will want to join in and play. And then if not, we can just hang out and chat, whatever you guys are up for. I just know, like, the last couple weeks, I haven't had a chance to have a game night, but I'm here for you guys, so it's up to you guys what you would like to do. You could also spray clear coat on them, and it helps them last. Oh, on the outside, Ray? I never thought of that. Well, as Brad knows all too well, here in Texas, we are just weeks away from at least cooler, not kill us temperature. Oh, thank you, Ray. I enjoy your guys' company. I miss you guys. I just don't want, I want you guys to have fun, so it's up to you on what you guys would like to do. I mean, I got these trivia games that we could play that they're quite fun. I think the 70s, or not the 70s, 80s and 90s is a good one to play cuz you got categories, and or you could do true or false, so you got 50-50 chance of getting it right, you know. The other one is more like a history test. It's hard. The last one we played, remember that, Brad? That was hard. I'm like, holy
I
cow.
I enjoyed it. I was getting a lot of them right.
I know, but I don't know, just for common people, it was just like, what? I felt like I was back in school again. That was
So,
25 years ago.
well, I've always loved history. I've always been a student of history.
Yeah, I could tell. Definitely. You're a very smart
Well, if you
guy.
forget history, you're doomed to repeat it. I don't want to. There's a lot of
True.
parts in history I don't want to repeat.
That's true.
I don't want a repeat of the Nazis. I don't want a repeat of World War II. I've seen enough war. I'm tired of it.
We all are. We all are. That's cool.
Unfortunately, if things keep going the way they are, we might have to have a repeat of the Civil War. I hope not, but
I was thinking that myself. You can come up here, Ray. I've never heard
but
your
this
voice.
time it'd be what they call the deplorables or the rednecks versus the libtards. We'll win easy.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people said that it's a possibility. It's a big possibility.
6 months in, the libtards will want to give up and go home.
Hi, Mad Hatter.
Hey, Kim.
How are you?
I'm good.
That's awesome. I like your picture. What is that? It's just
That-
like kind of like acidy trip.
Like one of those kaleidoscope things that we used to look at as kids.
Oh, okay. And Brad's left again. He must be having internet problems. Let's see, but it'll be left versus right this time. Yep, that's right. This is the fun drama-free channel. What? Those exist on YouTube? Yes, yes, they do. It's this one, Kimberly says. Yes, we don't need that kind of craziness over here. I don't want it. They can have it. I'm here to hang out with some friends and have a good time. Hopefully it'll get sorted out. Brad is fun. Yeah, he's very interesting, to say the least, you know what I mean? And I really enjoy people like that. Like, they're easy to talk to, can laugh, and have a good time. Right, Michelle? Oh,
Yes.
right.
It's okay, Kim.
Well, they all
I'm
know
not a
the
player anymore.
secret's out.
No, I was gonna say Brad is like the human Google.
Yeah, I'd be like, Brad, could you please look up this on voice command? They'll bring him back, Kimberly? Oh, someone kidnapped Brad.
Let's send a search party out for him. Brad, where you at?
We got any
Paging
northern?
Brad. Please come back to the stage, Brad.
Hi.
Hello.
Come over here. Say hi.
Hello.
That's Milo. That's my son.
Hey,
You got-
Milo.
That's Mad Hatter.
Hello.
What's up? He's all embarrassed now.
I do it now.
It is raining. Oh, it's not? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. It's your handsome nephew. Kimberly's adopted Milo. She's Aunt Kim now. He has a mom Kim and an Aunt Kim.
I wonder if Brad's coming back.
I don't know. Kimberly, come up here. You don't have
Yeah,
to.
Kimberly, come back. Come up.
You
We need to start this game.
Right, you don't have to be good at trivia. It's just for fun. We're just here to have fun. So, how's the weather been in Florida?
Chilly in the mornings, and then in the afternoons it's like 84, 85, but it's below 100, so I'm happy.
Right? That probably
I
feels
can breathe, you know.
That probably feels comfortable to you.
A
I
lot
would
more
imagine.
than well, yeah, a lot better than the 115 degrees. I mean, when that humidity gets up, you can't. You just step out and the wind just comes out of you.
Oh, I bet. What's your perfect temperature?
Probably like 73, 74.
Really?
Yeah, if below 70, I'd be like, oh, I'm so cold. But I'd still be happy about it. I'd be like, oh, I'm so happy, but I'm cold.
Yeah. What's the hottest Christmas you've ever had?
In the 90s.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Ow. Holy crap. I wouldn't know what to do with 90-degree weather on Christmas.
We only got snow that one year. It was like in 86 or 87. I think it was the same year that the shuttle blew up. Because then that next January, that's when I think they set it off. I believe it was in January. And because something froze on the shuttle. I'm sure
Uh-huh.
Brad can tell you exactly what it was. But
Did
yeah.
they shut down the roads because,
Oh my, they
people
didn't
wouldn't
know
be
what
able
to
to drive?
do. These people in Florida don't know how to drive and in snow, but then and nobody knows how to drive in a hurricane, so we got them on that. We win.
That's true. Okay. Kimberly, yay.
Hey, we
Hello.
harmonized real good there.
Yeah,
Me
we
and Mad
did.
Hatter. We have a band.
Yay.
Yay! Let's get this party started.
They're like, why Mad Hatter? The two Kims are so sweet. Why is she mad? Is she mad at her hat?
She's mad because she's got that acid trip going on her
Oh,
avatar.
I see. That's what
She
I was
can't
laughing about. How they
figure
just,
it out.
You got to change your picture once in a while, and it's like,
yeah, you don't know what to put.
Hello, I
yeah.
love Sky. Good to see you, sweetheart.
I always just pick one that makes me look not like a monster.
Oh, you don't look like a monster. What?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I have cammed up before and have been seen. So at least you can tell. I mean, Kim can vouch for me that is me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Kimberly, she said it looked like an acid trip.
I know. When I caught that,
This
I
is
was in
it.
chat and I was like, what did Kimmy just say? She said it looked like an acid trip. And in my head, I was thinking, that's my Kimmy. That's my hippie Kimmy. That's just what I know. She loves tie-dye. She just reminds me of my mom. She's a hippie. She's a flower child.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I would have been the peace and love
Yeah.
out there handing out
Kimberly,
flowers.
I wanted to find Kim some those socks that look like toes. That's the kind of socks I wanted to find her.
Yeah, I can't find those anymore. And our oldest
Yeah.
daughters are 26 years old now, and they used to wear them when they were our daughter Reagan, she's 11, so of course she hasn't flown the coop yet. The other three have flown the coop, but they used to wear them when they were her age, and one of them literally had an obsession. Our Jessica did, but they were so cute.
If I ever find them, I'm getting them for Kim because she hates wearing shoes and socks.
Oh, she's a country bumpkin.
If I could, I would never wear shoes again.
Yep,
that would be my dream. That would be my dream.
Yeah. My brother, my only blood sibling who I grew up with is my brother Shane. And he used to tease we call him the toe police because he's a detective now, but he would talk about everybody's feet. Like, what do you, don't talk about mine, monkey toes. What's wrong with you? Our friend Angie, who is we've known each other at the same almost 30 something years, and he would always pick on her because he goes, "Girl, I swear you'd wear flip-flops in the middle of winter." And I went, "She does." What are you talking about? And then finally that stopped because they were all out there when her how old was Reagan, baby? I think our youngest wasn't even a year old. No, because I went into the ER with her little baby carrier, the ones that fit inside the stroller.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had one of those. That's like the weird thing about having your first kid in 1997 and then your second in 2002, and you didn't think you were gonna have any babies, but you thought you were done. But here comes one in 2012.
Yeah. I have a friend that she had her son a year or almost 2 years before my son,
Right.
and then she turned 40 and got pregnant, and now she just delivered her second,
Oh my gosh.
and
That's
she's
a miracle right
a year
there.
younger. She's a year younger than me, and I'm like, there ain't no way I could start all over again.
Because we have friends, most of our friends, like the one I grew up with for 30 something years, my best friend Angie, her
Uh-huh.
kids are all grown. And
Really?
like we're over here and we're like, well, I homeschool her, just because it's just too dangerous. And of course I work. Yeah, kiss. Where do you think you're going? Mwah. I boss my man around. I'm like, where's my kiss?
Hi, Chris.
Kim said, "Hi, Chris." To hear him, he goes, "Hi."
Look, Kim, can you see my shirt? Matt Hatter got this for me for my
Oh, I
birthday.
love it.
It's so soft.
Tie-dye.
Yay.
Yeah, Mad Hatter. She loves. She's only 43, but I swear, my mom.
Well, I just turned 44. I was 43.
Well, let's just say you're 43. Come on now.
We're going for now.
Yeah, December 6th, I'll be 48. My husband loves how I say, well, you're older than me, and because he's a July and I'm a December, and so he's like, yeah, for 6 months. Like, that's okay, but I'm the one with the diseases and he's healthy, so it's like people mistake him for being younger, and I'm like, it was really bad. It really hit me hard when we took Reagan. She was like, I think she was about 6 months old.
Uh-huh.
And our daughter Jessica was with us because my daughter Michaela was at her dad's at the time. And like Kim knows, and I don't know how many people in chat know my story, but they always ask us if they're twins. They could have been, because they both were born in July of 97. But I had Michaela on the July 21st at 10:30 p.m. at night, and his I don't know how you say that. I guess he was widowed, so it wasn't really an ex because her mom passed away when she was just a baby. So sad.
Aww.
But she was beautiful, and now that Jessica is grown, she's 26, and she's the one that has our 2 grandbabies. Oriana is just turned 8 this past February, and Nayeli her due date was November 4th, but she was born the day before Halloween.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, our beautiful grandbabies are growing up too. Oh my gosh, we're so old. Anyway, it's good to be a little younger though, because I remember my grandma was in her 60s when I was little.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think my grandma was late 40s, beginning 50. Like,
wow.
Yeah, I was 10 when she passed away.
Yeah, I thought it was like, I knew, like, I didn't want to lose my mom. I mean, nobody ever wants to lose their mom, But
No.
you know, we had who we call our dad, because
Mhm.
any man can be a father, but it takes a real man to be a daddy. And Jim was our dad. We call him, like I say, that's my biological father is so and so, so and so, but my dad is, and that's who I say is my dad, because
And for me,
he's the one that taught me how to fish, taught me how to shoot, taught me how to hunt, taught us how to camp, did all those, taught me how to ride a bike. He did all those daddy things. And the one thing I can say is, like, yeah, I have 2 daughters. Well, I have 3. I call her my bonus daughter. And I would even tease people as they'd say, which one was your easiest labor? And I'm like, what? You know,
what?
how groups of girls will get together, or women, and they'll just talk like, if you're a
Yeah.
woman out here, you get it. But they'll be like, which one was your easiest? And I would always say Jessica. And some of my friends would kind of look like I had lost my mind, which I don't blame them, because sometimes I think I do. But
Hey, Mount Violet.
they would
sweetheart.
like, oh, hi, everybody coming in. I'm just yapping.
Oh, yeah.
Kimberly, which one was your easiest, the fastest labor?
The fastest and easiest was Jessica. That's what I was getting at, Mad Hatter, because they would all look at me like I was crazy, because they'd be like, wait a minute, that's your stepdaughter. You didn't give birth to her. Well, duh. That's why she was the easiest and the fastest
Oh
labor.
my goodness.
I'm like, and she's my
Okay.
favorite. She's my
So
favorite.
what game do you guys want to play? We got the 80s and 90s trivia game, and we got Are You a Liar? Or we could.
I think that one would be a good one. I've never played that, and I was kind of serious, but I was being playful but serious too. I've never knew there was a game called Are You a Liar? So I made a joke about it, but I really
I
haven't
thought it was
heard of that.
fitting for YouTube.
Oh
That's
yeah,
why. That's why I
definitely,
bought it.
definitely, because I was like, what?
I'm like, there you go. There's a YouTube game. Are You a Liar?
Mm-hmm. And then that's why I put, those, what? There's a game called that? None of those people are in this group. What? Because I
Okay.
know, and then I know that Kim knows. And honestly, y'all, me and her had like a 2-hour conversation a little bit before the
Yeah.
live, because
Mhm.
I don't know, we just, of course, anyone that's in here, Mad Hatter, everyone knows Kim is just so sweet, and she's such a good friend. I can't tell you how many times she has checked on me, because I had the carpal tunnel release surgery. That's why I told Brad, I was like, I'll cash app you the money to get you a pumpkin, and it can be just Team Kim and Brad or something, because my husband has always done the pumpkin carving anyway with our kids, and now we keep up the traditions, just because Big Bubba, and she called him her bubs, and my son Cameron, and then of course Jessica and my daughter Michaela, they're all grown, and
Yeah.
one has been out of college. Michaela has been out of college and works from home for a hospital, and then Jessica just got she's a prison guard,
Oh yeah.
or what is it? Oh, my husband was telling me, for
So,
juvenile
Kimberly,
justice.
so are you ready for some true or false, or are you a liar game, or are you into retro mood?
It does not matter. I'll play whatever anyone else. I'm like Kim. It's whatever y'all want. And you can hear my husband yelling at our. Those are our fur children, and they're worse than the regular children were. Nobody.
Well, you can try again, Brad, if you want to. Are you guys getting rain up there too? That could be your internet thing.
That's
I
what
got kicked off, and I
say.
don't have any rain.
We did
Oh,
last
really?
night, but
Oh. So what do you guys want? What do you want, Mad Hatter? What
Are
do you
you a
think?
liar?
Are you a liar? Okay.
Yep.
damn right I am. No, I'm just playing.
We'll keep score too.
Kimmy knows
Oh
I'm
boy.
not. I can't. I've even tried. I don't make a good liar. Not that that's a bad thing.
I'm
No,
so
it's not.
nervous. I'm so
Yeah.
nervous, Kim. I don't know.
Don't be nervous. There's
Yeah.
our topless Brad. What are
Oh
we gonna
Lord.
do with you? I think Brad's looking for a lady. He keeps coming up
Oh, Kim.
with no shirt. I think he's trying to show a lady his muscles.
I just feel more comfortable sitting around my house without a shirt.
Yeah, I think that most men do. Too bad we women can't do that.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't know.
I know
I
us guys
Someone
would
would come to
enjoy
the
it.
door.
I didn't say into the door, Nate, topless. I said sit around your house topless.
Yeah. Well, me and my husband both said, when our last child leaves, for her life or what she's going to do in her life. Right now, I don't know. She says that she's going to do homeschool for college too.
Right.
Might not be able to get rid of her, but which will be fine for me because I thought
Oh,
losing
yeah.
our other three was a bad, emptiness syndrome. I'm like, I didn't make it through that. I'm still.
I don't think I can do it again.
Yeah, I'm like, now I'm gonna have to do it all over. God's got jokes. But yeah, she basically a month after finding out I also had MS to add to the Crohn's disease, I even told him that. I was like, God, you got jokes. What are you doing here? What are you doing? We tried for 8 years.
So
but
we're
really?
gonna start with Kim, and then
Okay.
we'll go Brad, and then we'll go Mad Hatter.
Well, did you tell Brad about the pumpkin thing that I got him?
Oh,
Yeah.
Kim said that she'll cash app you to get you a pumpkin if you want.
Yeah,
Wow,
because
that would be very nice.
Yeah, and I'll get your Cash App or whatever from Kim because I won't
Just
be able to
put it in the back
participate.
chat, Brad.
Yeah, put it in the back chat so I can have it, and I'll send it because, that's something my husband's always done with the kids, but also I'd be the one in there cleaning the goo off of them and roasting them because they loved roasted pumpkin seeds.
Oh yeah, they're
But
the best.
there's no way I could participate with my carpal tunnel release surgery, and it happened to be my right hand, which is my dominant hand. So no carving pumpkins for me.
Well, it's in the back chat.
Okay, and I'll get it. Don't fail us. Make it a good one. Ray's got good game on pumpkin carving, so
I do a good pumpkin carving.
yeah, okay. I'm gonna trust you.
Me and my two brothers and my mom used to have a pumpkin carving contest when we were in Texas. And it became it became a block party pumpkin carving contest.
Wow, that's fun.
And I always won.
Pop the cherry.
Yeah.
I always won it.
All right, we better get playing, or they'll blame.
Yeah, let's get this going, you guys.
Yeah, come on.
Hey, and say jokes about me talking.
We could do a 2-on-1.
What do you mean 2-on-1?
2-on-1
ladies versus me.
I know, Mad Hatter. I was like,
the
wait a minute.
ladies versus me.
This turned a different direction here.
I wasn't talking like that. Now, come on.
We were going on one. I thought we were all 1-on-1 on one.
I know. Let's double. But what? I pick it, Mad Hatter.
Well, I wasn't talking like that. I don't talk like that to married women.
No, that's right. You're such a gentleman. We love our Brad.
I'm originally from Texas.
Oh, sweet.
I think he meant you two girls against him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess. Because Mad Hatter, I would need some help with the brain I got.
Well, we'll just discuss thing over to the right side.
Yeah.
So Kim, if it's our question, me and Kimberly need to discuss it first.
Yeah, we get a call.
Like we're on Jeopardy or something.
On the Family Feud.
Are you a liar? Okay, so just
So who do I ask questions to, Brad? And then who would I ask
Kim had
Both
Kim
of
had
them.
her
Brad
tweet.
against KM.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with
Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
The
K.
M
All
is the initial anyway. So
Yeah,
All right,
our
Kimberly.
initials are like Kim.
Kimberly.
Yeah, we'll do it that way because if not, I'm just gonna cheat because my husband's at the kitchen table and I will ask him. I will cheat.
You guys.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna ask Kim. Is this true or false?
Okay.
It is illegal to chew gum in Singapore unless prescribed by a doctor.
I think that's false. Kim, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it would be false. I don't think there's any rules against gum chewing.
We will chew our gum in Singapore.
Huh.
And you will go to jail. It's illegal.
Legal.
What?
It's true.
It's what?
Is?
It's true?
It's illegal to chew gum
Unless it's prescribed by a doctor.
in Singapore.
What kind of gum is that?
What, is it
Regular
laced
gum.
with LSD?
That's what I'd like to know. What kind of gum we got?
Is
It's
it
regular gum. I've been to
exotic?
Singapore. I got in trouble in Singapore for chewing gum in public.
Baby,
So
did you
it doesn't
Holy
matter.
moly.
It's just chewing gum.
that it's
That's
illegal in
funny.
Singapore to chew gum?
Well, I was on vacation.
He goes, it's illegal.
All right, Brad, you ready?
My husband said there's a lot of things that are illegal in Singapore. That's why it's all nice and everything.
Yep.
Oh,
Huh.
Brad. The Cuban dance called the mambo is named
Oh.
after the black mambo, one the world's most dangerous snakes because the dance shares the snake's twisting and sliding moves. True or false?
False.
Yeah.
You are correct.
The
I was
mamba,
fixing to say.
it's pronounced mamba, and it's called
Mamba.
that because mamba in Spanish actually means dancing.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I knew Brad was gonna get that, but just so you know, Mad Hatter, I knew the answer.
Come on, Kimberly. Kim, give us a good one.
Okay. All right.
Give
let's
him an
see.
easy one.
Name. Oh, I got a good one to go with this as a bonus. Who else is known? He's passed on now, but he was a basketball player who also had the nickname Black Mambo.
Shit, I don't follow basketball.
I didn't either.
It was 1974 LA.
Oh.
He was a 1974 LA Laker, and I can't think of his name right now.
You're correct on. I don't know what you were.
He
where
says Kobe. Is it Kobe?
Kobe Bryant. Hey, that's
Yep,
it.
you're right, Dazed. Wow.
Oh, that was in fact because I was fixing to tell Brad. Well, I don't know about the 1974 thing because it was just like 4 or 5 years ago, or maybe 3.
Well,
Yeah,
then
it
he
was
was
so
then
sad.
they brought it back up for Kobe, and I could see that. He was
Kobe Bryant was also
he was
known as the
dangerous
Black
with the ball.
Mambo. That
See,
was
I didn't know that.
That morning that happened, and it was all over the news and stuff. I literally, because we had just moved into our new house, and it was, well, we don't live next to an airport. We live down like I think 10 miles from the airport, but it's not a big airport. It's where people keep, like, what do you call those, Brad? I'm sure you'd know. The people who just have the little Cessnas and they fly.
Puddle jumpers.
Puddle jumpers. There you go. There's no big flights that come into the Temple Airport. No.
Oh,
But
okay.
Temple.
me and my daughter loved sitting on the patio and watching, like at night, watching the airplanes go by. We didn't really care about the noise. It didn't really, you can't hear it from the inside, but the lights, and she just, of course, younger then, and thought that was cool. And we loved watching them and hearing them. After that happened with Kobe and Gigi, his daughter with him and everything, I couldn't sit out there and listen to the helicopters or the planes because it made me so sad.
Oh, okay. Whose turn's next?
It's
Michelle?
ours.
Yours? Okay. All right.
No, well,
Mary,
me and
got this,
Kim are
Mad
together. Me and Kimberly are together though, so we're playing against Brad.
Yeah, big
Kimberly, I
brain
just put
Brad. We have
something in the back chat that I want you to read, and if you could let me know, I'd appreciate it.
what?
I
Read
just
something.
put something in the back chat for Kimberly because she mentioned temple, and I'm curious if I'm right on what I'm thinking or not.
Oh yeah, we had that talk with Kim before, but go ahead. Yeah, I'll look after this question for me and Mad Hatter.
all right.
Okay.
The American daredevil, Evel Knievel, who became an icon during the 1970s for his incredible motorcycle stunts, broke 433 bones during his lifetime.
Yep.
True or false?
I think that's true.
You are correct.
Yay! Go Mad Hatter!
We
But
got
he
this.
died.
We got this.
Let's take him down.
He said he died of natural causes by the age 69. Could you imagine what his body was like?
Oh, I'm sure.
Pain-wise?
Like my
Brad
brother.
didn't Evel Knievel, didn't he die of like a heart attack or something?
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah, he died
than you
of
would think.
a coronary embolism.
Yep.
Is actually what he died of.
Yeah. Brad, you are just a sponge of information.
He's smart. He's so smart.
Like
Evel Knievel was my hero growing up.
Well,
I wanted to
Brad,
be him.
because
how old are
because
you?
that made me think. But that made me think of Ghost Rider, the movie with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I
remember
love
how
that.
he wanted to be famous, and then his dad. I think his dad died of cancer on the movie, but
yeah.
Yeah,
He got,
I had to look to see where my husband was because I was like, "Oh yeah, Nicolas Cage." Hey.
he got in the movie. Nicolas Cage's dad got cancer and didn't tell him, and when he found out, he made a deal with the devil that if he would remove his dad's cancer, he would serve him. And when his dad was ready to tell him, he went to the doctor and he was cancer free.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then the devil
he had a heart attack.
Killed him.
Yeah.
No, he had a vision and he messed up the landing and died.
Wow.
So I'm like, hearing Brad say that Evel Knievel was his, he was a big fan. That was my brother. I have my older brother that's my only full-blooded sibling. And he even had a costume, I think, with the cape and everything for Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
I didn't go that far, but I did a really lot of crazy jumps as a kid on a bicycle.
My brother did too.
Okay, Brad, are you ready?
He pretended he was Evel Knievel.
Okay. All right. A giant hairball, almost 5 inches in diameter, was removed from the stomach of an English woman who suffered from a rare condition known as Rapunzel syndrome, which caused her to obsessively pull out her hair and eat it.
True.
That is correct.
Yep. I whispered, I know that one.
Kimberly, I saw that on My Crazy Obsession on TLC. You know, not it's supposed to be the learning channel, but it's not. It's totally not. It's all scripted.
Do you
know?
It's
they have another one called My Strange Addiction too.
Yeah, that's crazy too.
Did you see that one, Kim, where that woman literally was eating toilet paper?
Yep.
She would keep
they got another one. This lady literally snorts baby powder like you would snort cocaine. She snorts baby powder.
Yeah, they had
20, 30, 50 times a day.
The cushion.
Well, the toilet paper lady, but you guys, the toilet paper lady, she sauteed it with dryer sheets.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I see shows like that, I just tell my husband, "Oh my God, we live and breathe in the same country as these people."
Or the guy
That's it.
that was in a relationship, I don't know, a multi relationship with his cars.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really believe that lady. I really felt bad, from what I did as a career. I felt bad for that lady who I mean, she literally could not stop eating the cushion out of her couch. I'm like, here I am with Crohn's disease. I've had resections because of blockages. And I'm like, that woman, she's going to explode her intestines. How is she passing that?
Kim's over there like, what are you guys watching?
And I
I
know.
don't, I don't know, but I feel sorry for
It's
those
never
type of
allowed to
people.
I
vote and drive
do.
and reproduce.
Yeah. Well, like Brad said, we feel sorry for those people because these aren't people faking it. It's a literal addiction that they have. Not to crack, not to meth, to weird things around the house like Comet
Yeah.
Oh my god!
and
Or the
And
tuna fish
something
eye.
had,
yeah.
Eat it. But
they
that's
they
good to
had to have been hurt very
know.
badly as a
Mhm.
child, so I
Oh
feel
yeah.
bad for them.
Okay, are we gonna do this game or what,
Let's
ladies?
do this.
Who's next?
Gentlemen,
Y'all are.
He
Brad
goes,
is
y'all
Brad
are.
is next.
No, I just answered one.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. It just
Ladies.
confused you, I think, because I told Mad Hatter, I know
Okay, in the Canadian town of Churchill, people leave their car doors unlocked to give pedestrians a place to escape from polar bears. I can't pronounce this word.
Huh?
I mean, I don't know, Kimberly. I'm kind of on the edge on this one. I'm wanting to say true, but I don't know.
Read the question.
Meandering polar bear.
Meandering
Yeah,
polar bears.
yeah.
What was the question?
Okay, in a Canadian town, Churchill, people leave their car doors unlocked to give pedestrians a place to escape from meandering polar bears.
I'm gonna say if Mad Hatter, if you're thinking true, I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
what I'm thinking that too.
You are correct.
Thank God. Woo, woo, woo.
All right, Brad.
Do that Arsenio Hall. Woo, 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 woo.
Oh my
Okay.
God! I just showed my age.
This game's making me feel really smart. Me and Mad Hatter are like so smart. We went to Harvard together, in case y'all are wondering.
All right, Brad. The large but non-venomous bull snake intimidates a rattlesnake by hissing and vibrating its tail.
True.
You are correct. All right.
Hang on, let me finish answering Mr. Brad. And then I'll come back. Go ahead, but
all right.
Get it.
During the 1960s, the CIA ran a spy training program for cats. I know.
Oh my god. This is the funnest ever. Oh my god, y'all.
Oh my God. And then Brad's over there. Yeah, I know the answer. I know it.
Well, he knew it.
Actually, I'm not sure about the answer.
I'm not believing this one, Kimberly. I'm not believing this one, but I could be wrong.
Well, we could always be, but it just, to me, it doesn't seem like it's true.
You can't train a cat to do anything.
A cat just lays on.
Okay, so this is according to the card. According to the card, it says true.
What?
It says the 20 million 5-year government plan failed because spy cats refused to follow orders.
Well, I know that because like they don't listen. Cats
It was
don't
in the
do
60s,
anything
right?
cats don't want to do.
60s, yeah.
That explains it. The height of the Cold War, they were looking for
Mhm.
unconventional means.
Mm-hmm.
You're amazing, Brad. You're just a brain sponge.
Okay, Brad. A kangaroo cannot jump backwards.
That's a hard one, but it's not. It's easy.
I'm going to say false.
According
I
to
would say true.
Well,
True. It's true.
yeah.
True. All right.
They got
So
too
Well,
much junk in the trunk.
Then
They got
I
their
just
kids in the
never
front.
saw them jumping. I mean, I've seen them move backwards. I thought they did a little hop when they moved backwards, especially the boxing kangaroo.
right? Okay. Girls. During the early 1990s, over 600,000 people were killed in a bloody civil war in the small African country of Libya?
Libya.
Lebanon. Oh,
Lebanon? Doesn't
S-
sound like
spell it, please.
Liberi.
yeah, Lebanon. Lebanon.
Okay.
I say that's true.
Well, hold on, I didn't finish. It says
Oh.
Joshua Milton Lai, a warlord known for his brutality, often went to battle wearing nothing but his shoes. His soldiers nicknamed him General Butt Naked.
I say true. Those people are crazy.
You would be right.
You would be right.
Well, Kimberly.
He went silent. She's gone. I don't know where she's at. All right, Brad. It cost more to film the Titanic than it did to build the actual Titanic boat. Oh no, she did go off. Come back, Kimberly.
True.
You are correct. It says even when adjustment for inflation, the film cost more than the boat.
Yeah, the film cost about $125 million to make. The boat, even adjusting for inflation, was only like $85 million to make.
Oh really? I didn't know. There
Yep.
you are.
I was like, "Can you hear me?" Because all I was doing was responding to Brad's question about the airport, and then I was listening, and then all of a sudden I'd push the mic to come back on, and it'd come back right off, and I was like, "Okay, now it's just messing with me."
Yep, you were gone. All right, so girls. Walt
Women. No, I'm just playing.
Women. Excuse me, women.
I
Walt,
identify as a woman.
you better.
Did you hear her, babe? You better. You old weirdo.
Okay, Walt Disney was fired from his job at a Kansas City newspaper because his boss felt he lacked imagination and had
True.
no
True.
ideas. You are correct. Wow,
Go
you
Mad
guys get
Hatter. Go Mad Hatter.
We got it. We got it. We got it.
It's Kim Hatter. It's Mad Kim. It's Kim Hatter.
it's six
Great.
to 5.
No, it's Brad. Brad's like, oh my gosh, I'm up against the silliest group of
I'm
TV.
loving it. I'm loving it.
I know. Every time I told Kim earlier when we were talking, I said, your channel is the fun channel. Your channel makes people laugh and get together and get to know each other and play games and do all the fun stuff. Like, I don't see what those other drama channels, like, is that fun? Is drama supposed to be fun?
I mean, real life is too stressful. It's stressful enough. You come onto YouTube just to chill and
have
hang
fun.
and have fun. I mean, I don't want
Yeah.
more stress.
No.
So-
And I think me and Kim were talking one day, and basically that's how we met. We met 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whichever. I've lost count, because of a little girl, a little beautiful angel who went missing. Or as
Summer
her
Wells.
mother said, she just got gone. I never understood that. I didn't know if that's just the way they talked, or was she missing part of her brain. I don't know what. I just know that I'd be bawling my eyes out. She did not seem, and I'm not going to put anything on her, say she's guilty or not, but I do know about emotions, and I know that for myself, if that was me and my husband's 5-year-old daughter that got gone, I wouldn't be sitting there during an interview with no signs of, y'all saw the interview. There's no way. She was
And Kimberly, they're still begging for money, and it's pathetic. It's sad and pathetic.
No, I won't give nothing. I think that they all now are just trying to bank on the back of any way to get money from saying that they're about the children and all that. It has been how long? Neither parent.
Like 2 years, right?
Yeah.
It's been over 2 years, yeah.
2.5, almost 3 years.
Me and Kimmy, yeah, it's been right now like almost 3, but we all came together to the YouTube platforms for that reason. A sweet little girl.
I've met so many people because of that little girl.
Because
I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for that little girl.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't be a part of YouTube except.
Yeah, I would be just listening to my music, and
yeah, that's what I used it for.
That's all I used it for.
I'm actually still investigating that story.
A lot of people are. I just stopped.
Yeah, I mean, for some.
Yeah, I had to stop and remove myself away from it, because being a mom of 3 daughters, but one being young like that, I can't take that. It's too hard. Yeah. And then I got a detective for a brother, and he's telling me they're never going to find her, Kim. They're never going to find her. And I said, I know they're not.
They're not. And I'm actually talking with friends of mine that are in the FBI that are still on the case, and
oh yeah,
everything.
well they're going to keep it open.
I'm going way. They've told me to chill because I've been going way outside the box. And generally, when you go outside the box or something like that, that's generally when the puzzle pieces start to fit.
Start to come, yeah.
Yep.
Just the same way that, I mean, it was like almost, coincidentally, not coincidentally, but like coexisting at the same time was the Brian Laundrie thing and Gabby Petito.
Oh yeah, I was big into that.
And I was
that was so sad.
Well,
it was sad, but it was so transparent. And I was like,
here's something that most people don't know about the Rose child. A month and a half before she went missing, they had taken out on her alone a $350,000 life insurance policy.
Yeah, who does that?
Her father did it.
Nobody.
Because I can
now, when I was in the military, I had a life insurance policy on me.
Yeah, we don't have any, have never had or have currently any insurance policies on our children. So why would parents go out and get that much insurance out on a 5-year-old and then she disappears? Come
Yeah,
on.
that's a big
Exactly.
red flag. Those
They
people
started
that
getting greedy or something.
Yeah.
Because you guys remember, didn't she go missing in 2020 or was it 21? So remember we all got
2021.
this
Yeah.
21. Were we
Yeah.
still getting the stimulus checks then?
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
I only remember because February of 21 is when my mom passed from the cancer.
right.
Yeah. So it was like I would, always, when we'd go out to my brother's, because that's where she was on
Mhm.
hospice, and we would talk about things like that. And even when my mom was kind of still in her right mind and knew who we were, kind of took her a little bit of us being there. But she would say things off the top of her head that left us just looking at each other like, where did that come from? But when we were all there in that room, my brother, his wife, me, and my best friend Angie, because as we know, hospice comes Monday through Friday, and they only come one time a day. So it left my sister-in-law started working nights so that she could be there during the day, but then my brother just went ahead and took FMLA off of the sheriff's department because some jobs, anywhere you can take FMLA, but a good company, you'll still get paid. So he was able to do that and still get paid. And he was, because he saw here, I was having a hard time.
Oh.
Because, I thought I could do it. I did nursing for a living. I spent 8 years of that, 13 years in a nursing home. That's where I got my start. And so I was like, but it got hard on me when she couldn't help move,
Right.
to change her and stuff. So my brother and my sister-in-law privately transported, and they live in the country, but I'm telling you, literally, when you catch the loop, 15 minutes away, literally.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that far, and I went 4 days a week and to help at night with my best friend. She'd pick me up because I can't do night driving. And yeah, that way she could be clean through the night and dry maybe, and before they came in the morning. So she one day just out of nowhere said something about a little blonde girl, and we all just kind of looked at each other, and we had just been talking about it, so we figured, because it was a few months after that story came out, and she did have an interest in it because she was like, that beautiful little girl, why would they do that?
Right.
When the eyes were on the parents. And I said, Mom, that some people just are wicked and they don't have feelings. They don't have that heart. They have no
Kimberly, the thing that really always bothered me was that red barrel that said for sale. It's always bothered me.
Me too, because it has her
yeah.
walking right by it.
Yep.
And I just,
And the whole the milk, the picture with the milk
yeah, and
sleeping there.
people,
that just gave me eerie chills.
because if you zoom in, you can see she has a bruise on her face.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, and they tried to say that one of her siblings did it by accident.
Yeah, her brothers never hurt her.
Every
No.
theory under the sun has been made about this case. You know what I mean? But I truly honestly believe that the truth always comes out, and one day we will hear it.
Just like, I told you,
Okay,
Kim,
Dave.
I said
Thanks
that.
for coming by.
Bye, Dave.
So, have a good night.
Well, Who's next?
It's like
I have no clue.
I think you
me
ladies
and
are.
Kim talked one time about
the
we're
ladies?
gonna do it at some point
Okay.
because right when Brad mentioned it, wasn't it? Was it then, Kim? Brad was on panel one day, and he was talking about a bunch of stuff, and then because anyone that knows Brad knows he's a sponge. He's smart. He knows literally, I would say, like my husband. He's a walking encyclopedia set. But
Yeah.
it got me thinking because Brad and Kim will remember, and that's where I got this idea because Brad had said, and we talked after me and Kim did. We messaged each other after the stream and all that, and I was like, did you hear Brad? Am I going deaf, or did I hear him say he's died 14 times? That sparked my interest. And she
Oh
goes,
yeah.
I said, I think he did say that. I said, okay, that's when I told Kim. I said, I lost my mom from a right frontal lobe cancer, brain tumor, basically. And that was July of 2020.
Oh.
And then she passed away on February 12th of 21. Now, before then, when she came home here, because she lived with me and my husband and Reagan, because my brother sold the house and everything when our dad, that we call our dad, passed away, because he said, Mom, it's a money pit. It was the house she grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we had all her things like that. I mean, it was a cute house, but it was built in 1948, and built in 1938. It was purchased for $3,400. Could you imagine? And this is the corner lot. It was a 3-bedroom house, beautiful wooden floors, 3-bedroom, formal dining, regular dining, kitchen, but it only had 1 bathroom. But my grandmother used my biological grandfather's insurance money. And I'm telling you, this is another thing that's odd. My biological grandfather, my mom's dad, she was 4.5 when he died in 1954 of a massive heart attack. And we're talking about, he was a Marine, but when he got out of the Marines, he worked with my papa. And my papa is the one that I grew up with knowing is my grandfather. But he's really my mom's step. And I was of course, single mom. So I was a big papa's girl. And he was excited because he loved telling people the story that my first words were papa. And then, but anyway, I loved my papa. He was amazing. The fact that they would tease my brother, even he was like, what? And we started looking through the papers, having to go through our mom's stuff. And nobody ever, and I'll tell you right now, whoever in chat or anything has ever had to go through and decide what happens to one of your parents, especially your mother's belongings, that was I think that was tougher than losing her.
Yeah.
Because it took me so long. And when we would start going through these papers she had, we would joke and say, ooh, scandalous. Papa and Elmer were best friends and worked at the VA. But my papa was in the Army, like how my husband's a veteran. He was in the Army. My papa was Army. My mom's dad was Marine, but they both worked in transportation after they got out at the VA. There's so many pictures we were looking at, and we're like, what? These dudes are like best friends. What? Papa?
my question is how does this tie in with Brad's 14-year death experience?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Kim. Because you got to reel me in like a fish trying to get away. When I had talked to Kim about this, what had happened was a lot of people, of course, that say they're Christian, and they can do that. But with my family, and like Kim knows, it's kind of like with hers, we don't think of it as a religion. It's more of your own walk of faith with the Lord. And my mom was born into a Catholic family, and she changed that when, she got baptized at the church we were going to. But the thing was, my mom had an encounter with her deceased dad the night before she was going to be running away. When my grandma and papa went to work, my biological father was going to pick her up, and they were leaving. Well, she was real restless that night, and she told me, and I knew about this. She said he appeared, and I said, "Are you sure you weren't dreaming, Mom?" She goes, No. She goes, "I woke up, rubbed my eyes, I was fully awake, and there my dad was standing at the foot of my bed." And I went, "Well, Mom, what was it, an apparition? Could you see through him?" And she said, "Nope. He was exactly like he was the day before he died."
Yeah.
In his all white uniform and black shoes for transportation for the VA. And I said, "Well, why do you think he appeared?" She goes, "Because I didn't know what to do, and I was scared." And I said, "What'd he say?" And she said that he said, "Baby, it's okay, and it will be okay. You go and you do what you feel you have to do. I'm always going to be there, like I have since you were little." And I was like, holy cow.
Yeah.
And you hear about in the Bible and the charlatans, and that's the devil's work. And Kim is kind of like me, where I'm sorry, but my mom was one of the ones who were able to prove it to me that it does exist. God can give gifts to people that he wants to. And that's when I told Kim, "Did he say he died?" And I was like, "I bet he has some encounters." And I know, I think Kim said she did. Did you say you did, Kim? Or
I've never had near death. I've seen things. I've seen ghosts.
Yeah, not spiritual encounter doesn't necessarily mean a near-death experience. I've never had a near-death experience, but yet my mom had an encounter, spiritual encounters with her dad that had passed away when she was just 4. And why did he show up then? I don't know, because his little girl was fixing to leave the state with a guy who obviously turned out to be a scumbag. And out of 7 kids, I have my brother Shane, who I grew up with, but then all the other ones started coming out of the woodwork from California. All boys, 7 kids that we know of that he fathered, and I'm the only girl. But me and my mom, when she still was in her right mind, she told me. She told me, and I even wrote the things down. And the 3 things that she was going to do to let me know that she was around, or that it was true that these people say. And I won't talk about them because I'm saving them for the times that Kim sets aside, that when she does that. Remember, we said that she would do a live.
Nobody here is playing a game. If you want to talk about it, we could talk about it.
No. We can go back to the game because I was having fun, but I just, that with what I remembered, and when I remember it, I have to speak it or I'll forget.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So
How is
it
that?
came with Brad. That's where it started. When Brad said that, I was like, "Holy cow! Did he say he died like 14 times?" And that's where it all came. And I talked to Kimmy about it, and I said that would be a good live for people to come up, and not just at one time, but just like with the game nights, because there's many people in the chat, and there's many people that have had many encounters. Obviously,
Yeah.
we know that Brad has 14 at least good stories to share.
Yeah, and then
All my life I've always called it play by spirits that have, well, let's just say not died peacefully.
Yeah.
Mainly the ones that were murdered and no one got
Yeah.
blamed for it. And I'll give you one instance. I was up here in New York, and all of a sudden I had to get up on a side road up in Summit. And I knew someone with the car, and I said, "Listen, hop in. We got to go up here." And as we were driving up, I stopped, and she was like, "Why are you stopping?" I was like, "This is where I need to be. I don't know why, but this is where I need to be." And for a week and a half before that, I had a little boy bothering me in my dreams. He would not leave me alone.
That's how it happens.
And I went up, and I got by this big rock, and I'm like, "Really? I gotta dig? What's going on here?" And the second I went to move that rock, I got thrown across the road
Yeah.
and snapped 3 trees at least with my back.
wow.
And I got up, and it made me mad. I said, "Oh, you want to play that route? Okay, let's do this. It's my turn now, boy." And I went up, and I removed the rock, and underneath it, I found a gold necklace
Oh.
with the pendant. It had some pictures in it
Oh.
and a little teddy bear. Turned out it was the little boy and his sister.
Oh my gosh.
They had been
Hi, Cookie.
severely awed by their uncle,
Mm.
and then to get away with it, he killed them
Wow.
and hid him in a place he thought nobody would ever go up to.
Yeah.
And do
And
you
I came back down and told the state troopers. I took them right where the bodies were. They were just skeletons, and they were going to charge me until I explained everything to the parents and everybody. I mean, they brought everybody up.
because you
And
found them and they've been looking
right,
all over that
and
place probably 50
the parents
times.
looked at me and they go, "Yeah, that sounds like our boy. He was always a tough little kid. I mean, he was only 5, but he was always sticking up and strong-willed, wanting to get his way. And the fact that
Wow.
you seem to be the same way, I can understand why I came to you."
Mhm. And they often
And
say it's not them really. Like for me, like everyone has had that moment where they've like are going somewhere and they thought, well, this is the shorter route, but I'm going to take the long route just because I don't want to be there as quick, right? And you think, who was telling me that? Well, they say because after all of this that I found out with my mom and then having my own encounters, I was like, this is just absolutely insane. And how can I believe this? I'm a Christian or whatever. And the Bible says, well, there's nowhere in the Bible that says God doesn't give gifts to certain people, because just like the near death experiences, if you know what I'm talking about, just like the scientists say, because I got really interested after that into reading about the metaphysics and the metaphysical, Dolores Cannon being one of my faves. And it is like how metaphysics are trying to prove that science is not all the reason, and science is always trying to prove that metaphysical and life after death doesn't exist, and it's all this big tangled web. Well,
Yeah.
that's, they say even in the Bible it says Jesus told his disciples that death is an illusion, because you never lose anybody. The body dies, but the heart and soul go on.
And Kimberly, I think that's a beautiful thing, that to know that the people that we've lost, the people that we loved, they're watching over us.
And it really helped get my youngest daughter, because she was the only grandchild, because my mom moved in when she was just an infant. And so she would say that's her baby. And she loved all her grandchildren, but that was the one that she got to see kind of grow up and everything. But
Yeah.
just the fact that my
whose
mom...
turn is next? Let's
Yeah.
get this
It's
on.
our turn.
But
It's the
anyway,
lady's turn.
don't forget to
Let's
remember and remind
Oh.
Kimmy, because we're gonna do that at some point.
Okay. All right, girls.
All right.
Okay.
Mick Job is a legally registered trademark owned by McDonald's Corporation.
Read that first part again.
Mick Job is a legally registered trademark owned by McDonald's Corporation.
Did you say Mick Job?
That's what it says, Mick Job.
It's true.
You got anything to add, Mad Hatter?
I think it's true too.
Okay, you guys are correct.
Aww.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. I had us, Mad Hatter. And the only reason I know that is because it's the McJob. They actually sell it in the store for coffee. It's the
Kimberly, I was at a store the other day, and I was talking to this girl, and we're at the soda machine or something, and she's like, "I like your Johnny Cash shirt." I'm like, "Thank you very much."
Thank you.
I felt so stupid. I just walked away.
You were like, I didn't Johnny Cash yet, but I Elvis'd you. How about that? Oh my gosh, my Aunt Margaret was a lover of Elvis like you wouldn't believe.
Okay, Brad. About 2% of Europeans, almost all Koreans, lack a gene that produces smelly armpits.
Ew.
It's a military grade deodorant.
Well, some of us in the military definitely needed it. But I'm going to say that that's false.
Well, according to this card, it says true. And it says, and did you know people who lack this gene also produce dry earwax?
I
I
did not
wonder
know that part.
what's the gene that you don't have to sweat? That's what I like to know.
Well, generally, if you don't sweat, you have a problem with feeling heat, cold, or pain, or any kind of stimulation.
Uh-oh.
And it's a severe medical issue because they can really get hurt and die. I mean, they can really hurt themselves and die because of it and not know it.
Yeah, I've heard that if you stop sweating, like if you're outside and it's hot and you stop sweating, that's a bad thing. Very bad.
Yeah, although I gotta say, growing up in Texas, I didn't really sweat.
No?
I didn't sweat until I was 24,
Good Lord.
25. I was in the military when I started sweating.
Huh.
That's weird.
I'm 47 and I've been hot flashing and sweaty since I got into early menopause at 42. I kind of like the whole non-sweating thing. So if you have any secrets, let me know.
Well, all I did was I ran around because I was in Texas. I ran around in shorts and a tank top when I had to go to school. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I wore all year long. Shorts, tank top, and sneakers.
Yeah, like my best friend.
Kimberly, you gotta get you some good pillows. You know those cool gel pillows?
That's what I have.
Other than that, freeze some water and put it in the pillows.
And we have the ceiling
That'll
fan
work.
on. We have I have one little fan that's across from my side of the bed, and then on his side of the bed we have one of the tall stand-up fans. It's like it's a wind tunnel in here, and he likes it cold anyway, so we keep our thermostat in the summer at like 70, 72.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah, our poor little girl, she like have one of her little fluffy hoodie things on, and we're like, poor baby. I'm sorry, Daddy's an Eskimo and Mama's in menopause, so you just have to endure it. You have to endure it.
All right, girls. Many opera singers, like the late great Pavarotti, Pavarotti, have larger than normal rib cages, which allow them to sing loudly.
Didn't know that.
I don't know, Kimberly. I'm not believing this one.
Because you can't stretch out your rib cage when you're older, and that's when you find out what you want to be. So if you want to be an opera singer, it doesn't just come that way. You can't make it that way. So I would just go with false.
Well, according to the card, it says true.
It's true that some people are born with what have been deemed Cro-Magnon lungs, where the lung is shaped a little bit differently than in most people, and as a result, they're able to run longer, swim farther, and endure more cold than a normal person.
That's really interesting, because I know that like my great grandmother, she would go around, like door to door salesman, but she would make, of course that was back in the 20s and 30s, she would make corsets, those corsets that you can like put on to wear those really pretty dresses that make your boobs right under your chin and make you have this tiny waist but you couldn't breathe, and it got to where they actually would grow that way as a young 12 or 13-year-old lady or young woman that would wear the those things, and it's like as they grew, their ribs didn't. And then I heard stories about how women back then they would actually have a rib removed.
Oh my Lord!
I've been like, that's too far. Okay, that's too far.
Oh, there's a male singer named Marilyn Manson who had 3 ribs on each side removed.
Really?
For what?
Yep.
He's weird.
Oh, I know why.
So, yeah, he could do something to himself. That's how I'll put it.
Oh man!
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe that to be true.
That
Okay.
you can look up on Google. It's very true. I was like, say what?
Yeah, I don't want to know any of his freakish thing. I don't know. I probably would need to repent for watching it. My eyes are burning. My eyes are burning.
He's actually a conservative Christian.
That's weird.
I wouldn't have believed that one. I was like, what?
Well, everybody can change.
Yeah.
God uses people, unlikely people, to do his work. So
Yeah.
If you watch a lot of his videos, you'll see crosses and things that depict Jesus and everything else, but he does it in like micro flashes so that you're getting the message and not even realizing you're being
Yeah.
exposed to it.
Well, I do know his parents were very strict and very churchy, as some people would say.
He grew up like 40 minutes away from me,
Yeah, they said he lived in a small town, and
Akron, Ohio,
yeah,
which
Yep.
isn't really, yeah.
his parents were very strict. You know,
His
Sunday
dad
morning.
was a very strict Methodist preacher,
Yep.
and his mom was a Sunday school teacher.
See, that's
Right.
just wild. And then out of that came.
That.
Marilyn
Yeah.
Manson.
Yeah, Kimmy, that.
He did it.
The
He
beautiful
originally
people.
did
The
it as
beautiful
a way to
people.
rebel. He started his music as a way to rebel from his parents.
I think so. Yeah, you're right on that.
All right,
one.
Brad, here's your question. To reduce the swelling and irritation of a wasp sting, place a copper penny on the sting.
True.
Oh, well, according to this card, it says it's a lie. It says, while many people believe copper helps reduce swelling, there is no scientific evidence to support this.
Well, then they need to talk to me because all I've had was a copper penny at one time, and I got stung by a hornet, and I spit on my arm and laid a copper penny on it and wrapped it up. And like
Oh.
4 days later, the swelling was down and it was good.
Oh, wow. Hey, Kimmy.
See, we always use
who is-
baking soda.
Kimmy.
Baking
My
soda.
my grandmother always used tobacco.
Yeah, everybody's
Yep.
different.
Kimmy Bear.
Yes.
I saw a few glimpses of that free side in the chat. Is he not?
I don't
Someone not getting him out, or
I don't
is
think
he?
I have any moderators in chat.
Oh no! Someone
That's not good.
Hang on.
look, Brad to the rescue. He's gonna go handle business.
Yep. I'm gonna look for him, find him, and boot him.
Yeah, he's made remarks, and he was talking like Ray. I don't think Ray knows that he's not allowed in here. He's from their side.
Well, hang on. I'll be right back. I might have to jump off panel for a second.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Brad.
No problem.
Okay, so
Like
that was
Mad Hatter. See, I refuse to let them come over here and ruin what she has, and I know that they'll try it. That's why he's here,
yeah.
and I'm just not going to stand for it. They need
He's
to
a
leave her alone.
stalker, that's for sure.
And they're not. That's why Kim stopped reacting, because like I even told her, I said, they get you mad and then they're going to take your anger and use it against you. And they sure did. But she said the other.
That's why they do it, Kimberly.
Yeah, I gotta hop over to the chat. Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
Mad Hatter. They'll try. And it's like, even with my husband, he's like, why? Why do they feel like they need to be mean to her? I said, well, because she was with that group and she wanted to feel like everybody does, like they're a part of something. I said, but as soon as they, she just kind of went with it, and she didn't realize, that you don't really have any, when you're like, okay, how do I put this? Because it's not to be offensive. And Kimmy knows that. She knows I love her to the moon and back. The personality kind of thing. You want to fit in, but you want to fit in where you're not really seeing the whole picture. You're just seeing a few here and there that you do think are okay. The next thing you know, am I right? Or am I on the right track, Kimmy?
Yeah, you're right.
So like that's what I told him, and I said, and then they got a hold of her, and then they used her as content, and they made up
Yep.
screen names like Kim's Cry Closet, and that's where I drew the line. And then I was like,
Oh man.
y'all are demons from the pit of hell. Y'all know Kimmy, you know, and have known her. Why? No friend would take something that they know, which, like with Kim, is just like with me. We're like emotional bound empaths, so we are very emotional. We're highly sensitive, but where Kimmy is just too quiet, I actually am real loud.
What in the
What was
world?
I know. I was like, what?
Oh, I don't know. Try again, Brad. I don't know
Because
what
I was
happened.
like, did someone laugh at me? Do I need to show them my mean stick?
Oh, you're fine, Cushy.
Cushy,
I was just trying to figure out what was going on with Brad.
where's Cushy?
She's in chat.
Cushy, you need to get up here. I still never got her message. I don't understand. But then, remember, it was a couple weeks ago. I had to do something, or my husband did, because someone like cloned my Facebook and was like doing things like spreading porn or something. And it was like, oh no. And they were like, well, you better put something on there saying that if they get this, I was like, I guarantee you, I'm like, everyone on my friends list on Facebook, they would know that that's not something I would ever send them. So they'd know it was like a hacker.
Right.
I blocked them.
Thank you.
Yay!
We got
I went
Cushy now.
Who's
That's
next?
like we had that reverb going. I tried to get back in and it kept giving me reverb. I was like, all right, I know how to fix
Yeah.
this. Wipe everything, restart.
Mhm. Yeah,
All right.
it's kicked me a couple of times, but I don't think it's me. I think it's someone that doesn't like Kimmy that's trying to do that to her chat.
Well, it kicked me a couple of times and I
See?
got a little upset
Yeah.
and
They're trying to do it now. Do you hear it?
worked some magic on them and well, all of a sudden I haven't been kicked off again.
All right. I think it's the girls' turn. So let's see. The Ping-O-Tronic was a world's first home video game console.
The what?
It's called
Ping-O-Tronic.
Ping-O-Tronic.
I think that's true, Kim.
Yep, I think that is true.
Well, according to the card,
Oh, take that card and
Man.
shove it. Oh, I mean, what?
Come on.
I know, right?
it says the first home video game console was actually called a Xbox. The Ping-O-Tronic was short-lived competitor produced by an Italian company.
I figured it would be Atari.
Yeah, Atari.
It's too
That's
Actually,
the
late.
first
no,
game system I ever had was the
the
Atari.
very first home video game was the Intellus.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know
It-
that.
It came preloaded with 2 games,
Cool.
and you had to plug it into your TV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the games were Pong and Galactica.
See, Pong was my jam. I love Pong.
Yeah, that sounds like Atari. I don't know. Mad Hatter could agree because she said Atari.
Yeah.
Like Atari, it was either Pong or Frogger or
Oh, Frogger.
or
Frogger was
Wasn't
my
Donkey Kong in
game.
that?
yeah, Donkey Kong and that little space thing that you'd have to slide
Yeah,
back and forth
Frogger.
and shoot. Yeah,
Frogger
shoot
was
the
awesome.
spaceship.
Frogger, Space Invaders, Galactica. uh, Indiana
Yeah.
Jones. It was an
Dog
early version of Indiana Jones.
Here's to the '80s
And
kids who spent their
oh,
Saturday nights watching a ball go back and forth, back and
Pitfall.
forth. Woo!
yeah.
And waking
20-year-olds
up
knew how to party,
watching the Smurfs and eating our cereals, our
right?
And
sugary
G.I.
cereals.
Joe and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe and Transformers and GoBots and
Yeah, we didn't get our first Nintendo. I think I was 12 or 11 when Nintendo came out with their first Nintendo, which I wish I had still. That's will always be
Oh
my
yeah, me
favorite game.
too.
The
Me too.
Mario Brothers, I beat it, and I
Yep.
was the first one because me and my brother got it for
Duck
Christmas.
Hunt.
Oh yeah,
oh,
Duck
yeah.
Hunt.
we were gonna
You,
see who
you
could
know
beat, and I
the
killed Bowser
prototype
first.
the prototype for Super Mario Brothers for NES
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
sold on auction for $25.6
Yeah,
million.
Good night.
God,
and I heard
doesn't that
they.
make you want to go back into the past and save your video games?
Right, but
Well,
by what I knew is like toward the end, we'd have to blow on the games, or we'd have to do something
Yeah, blow
because
the
it kept
cartridge.
going.
yeah, you
Yeah,
had to blow on the cartridge, clean it with the Q-tip,
and out the
blow
ball.
inside the system, and then stick it back in and hope that you didn't get the red ring.
There you go. And then you got the red
Is it
circle.
girl's turn or no? Wait a minute, Brad.
Yeah, it's
No,
Brad's turn.
Brad.
yeah, it's
Okay.
my turn.
It's Brad's turn because he had to go clean house.
Okay. Lightning never strikes the same exact location more than once during
Oh, too
single
easy.
storm.
He would get this one.
Yeah, it's too easy.
The truth of the matter is that it's false, but I'll bet you the card says it's true.
Actually, the card does say it's false.
Oh, okay.
That's what I've always been told. It never strikes the same place twice.
Take it from me, it will strike 3 times in the exact same location.
Let me guess. Is that one of the times you died?
No, but it knocked me out of my
I know
boot.
that sounded funny. I'm not joking. I mean, is that one of the 14 times? I have to know.
No, but it knocked me out of my boots every time.
I bet.
Made my
See-
hair
see that-
crazy, made the feelings in my teeth glow. I mean, my fingers got turned black. It
Oh
was.
my gosh.
Kimberly, see,
Oh, I
that's
was-
why he has those psychic powers, is because
I
he's
think
been electrocuted
so.
so many times.
So it's just not fair going up against Ray. I mean,
I-
Brad.
I've been hit by lightning 5 times.
Oh my gosh. Of course you have. Did
One,
that give you your super brain? What is going on?
no, I was born with what is called a photographic eidetic memory.
Wow.
And that just means that if I read something or see something, I can never forget it.
Huh. That could be a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a bad
What if
thing. I
you-
wish I could
yeah.
forget half the stuff I've seen and done.
Just like me and Kimmy Bear would say, the emotional bound empath thing. There's the good things about it, and then the not so good things.
That
Yeah,
is the truth. That's the
'Cause,
that is very true.
some things you don't want to feel, but the other things are great to feel. So
Because the bad things, when you feel it, it's like a damn movie, and it's
It
like
is.
one of those movies you don't want to relive that movie ever
Yeah.
again. But
you're like, I got to get out of here. That person was horrible. She must have gotten beat up. And then get out to my car, and I'm like, whew, feel better. Not having a panic attack.
I will say this though, getting struck by lightning kind of heightened everything else for me.
Oh, I
Like-
bet.
As
I
far as
bet.
oh, geez, Brad.
being able to
Supercharged his
see and
brain.
hear, and yeah, it heightened everything.
Are you a transformer?
No, but I've wondered because of getting struck 5 times. I've been wondering.
Bumblebee.
Okay. I think
That would
it's
be cool if I was though.
girl's turn. Girl's turn. Wild animals live on islands more aggressively than their mainland relatives.
What?
Wild animals that live on islands are more aggressive than their mainland relatives.
I mean, I believe that, Kimberly, because I mean they have to be more aggressive for food.
Well, yeah, because if they're not on the mainland, they're on an island of the mainland, and there's going to be a food shortage. So they'd have to be more aggressive toward each other, fighting for food, or a human getting stranded there. They're like, "Ooh, that'll feed us all for a week."
Yep, they have to survive.
So I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, we're gonna
Well,
go through.
according to the card,
Oh my
it says
gosh, I hate those cards.
it's a lie. It says wild animals found on islands are generally tamer and more approachable than same species found on
Yeah,
mainland.
they're over there living off those margaritas.
Right.
That's the reason.
That's true.
Here's something funny. When
They
I
have
first
an open bar. We know.
what was funny when I looked at the lie part, I thought it at first it said they are generally tanner than tamer.
Of
We're
course they are.
Tanner,
On the
we're
island,
drinking the
they're on the island.
margaritas and pina coladas.
Yeah.
Evidently, that
Swimming up
card's
to the
never
middle
been
of the
to Kodiak
pool,
Island.
the bar.
Okay, Brad. A very unfortunate man, Charles Osborne, had the hiccups for 68 years.
Oh, bless his heart.
Yep.
True.
Yep.
You are correct.
And
And
that's
then
not the most zany thing ever.
yeah,
And
it's
then
not
didn't he die right after that?
It says he passed away at 97, just 1 year after the hiccups stopped.
That would suck.
Wow.
Yeah.
He got 1 year.
You know how they stopped the hiccups for him though?
What?
They took him bungee jumping.
Oh, geez.
Imagine his first dates.
I know that sometimes they have said.
He went over, and the pressure from him being snapped by the bungee and brought back up fixed his hiccups. It allowed his diaphragm to relax enough to stop the hiccups.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I would have guessed that someone tried to scare the hiccups out of him and it gave him a heart attack. So
he tried that for 22 years.
Ooh,
He
mustard.
tried drinking water. He tried everything, and his diaphragm would not relax.
They had
Goodness.
all kinds of things. Like my mom, when I was little, she would say, "Eat a spoonful of sugar," and I'm like, "Well, okay."
Okay, sure.
You don't have to tell me twice.
I mean, they say God gives us challenges that make us stronger, but I don't know about that one.
That one would just make me insane.
That would have driven me nuttier than a fruitcake.
Yeah, we've been like watching a movie in the theater, and I've literally like told my husband, if that person doesn't quit hiccuping, I'm gonna go back there and punch them out because they're ruining the movie.
Oh my God.
Believe it or not, another good way to fix hiccups is to take your thumb and push on your diaphram and massage
I'll have to
it.
try that.
See,
I don't
that's
get 'em
like
very
the
much.
whole bee sting thing. Everybody's got their traditionals, their
Yeah.
ways of doing things.
My mom did the baking soda thing mixed with water.
Yeah.
Well, I know for me, when I start to get the hiccups, if it happens when I'm drinking a lot, I'll eat something.
Yeah,
Oh.
And
switch
if
it
it
up.
happens,
Yeah.
and it fixes it. If it happens while I'm eating, I just need to take a drink of something.
Right.
And if I'm not doing either of those things, well, I usually just take my finger, jam it into my diaphragm, and massage it a little bit to relax the nerve that's causing it to spasm.
That is interesting. And coming from a ex-nurse, that is very interesting. I mean, I wouldn't have
Okay, whose
thought
turn
that.
is it? Is it the
The
girls?
ladies.
Okay,
Yep.
ladies. The
Such a gentleman he is.
the dandelion plant gets its name from the French words for stubborn turkey?
Oh my god,
No.
I don't think that's true.
You guys are correct.
Thank God.
What?
It says dandelions come from the French word for tooth of the lion.
Tooth of the lion.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All
We
right.
learned so much in Sunday school. I love it.
Okay, Brad. Chimpanzee trainers must never put their hands on their hips. In the eyes of a chimp, this is an aggressive gesture, and the chimps have been known to attack trainers in response of their body language.
That's true.
Well, according to the card,
Well.
it's lie.
But
It says trainers can't put their hands on their hips, no problem, but humans must never show their top teeth. Displaying their upper teeth is seen by chimps as an aggressive and threatening gesture.
Yeah.
that is also true.
But I was like, that might be false, but let me tell you something true about chimpanzees.
Did you
And
know that if you
Yeah.
bake a cake and give it to one chimpanzee, the others will rip you apart?
Yeah. I don't know about that, but all I can say is don't take your children when they're at a young age to the zoo, because let me tell you this little thing. When my son was about 3, and me and my husband took him and the girls, who were 8 at the time, to the zoo, up in Fort Worth, the big zoo, and the bamboo, such a cute little thing, wasn't he? It wasn't I think it was a chimpanzee or a bamboo. Which ones have the red butts?
Baboon.
Baboon. Okay, so it was a small baboon, and we're just sitting there and we're watching it through the glass and its habitat. Oh, it's so cute. And then there's another little family that walks up, and all of a sudden this bamboo like turns to the side like he's doing some kind of sexy leg flip, and he starts doing something to himself. And I'm like, what the? And my son is asking my husband, he's like, what's he doing? I'm like, oh my gosh. Husband just, he made me want to gag, because we were embarrassed. The couple next to us were embarrassed. We just all kind of turned red and walked away. And my husband, like, for the rest of the day, because my son, he was just very, very wanted to know. Like, he wanted to know. Well, so like 5 more times, I just couldn't take it anymore. I was like, he was grooming himself in his no part area.
Oh.
And this is like, my husband Chris just could not let it go or have that peace, because he goes, it's okay, Cameron, you will know about it in about 10 years. And I was like, shut your mouth.
Yeah, really.
Never say that. He would never.
All right, Brad. Kate Middleton briefly worked as a flight attendant for British Airways before meeting and eventually marrying Prince William.
I don't think that's true. Oh, it's not our turn.
Actually, that is true. They met on a flight.
Well, according to the card, it says
according
Kate
to the card,
not have been a flight attendant for British Airways, but her mom was.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say. I was like, but she said Kate Middleton. I know her mom was a flight attendant, but she wasn't. No. And,
but they did meet on a
Meghan
flight.
Markle was an actress, and
they actually met on a flight.
Oh,
yeah.
When they were young, and then they didn't see each other again for like 20-something years.
It's crazy.
Maybe more, and then they ran into each other, and boom. Love.
No.
All right, girls. The Chase Manhattan Bank once accepted a check written on the side of the Of the cow? Of a cow. Okay,
Was it a
I'll read
check
this
from
again.
Chick-fil-A or
The Chase Manhattan Bank once accepted a check written on the side of a cow.
I don't
That's
think
what it
so.
said. So you're saying
Kimberly, what
false?
do you think? I mean, I'm saying no. I'm saying false. But Kimberly, what do you think?
I'd say false.
You are correct.
Oh God. I mean, you can't process the cow. I mean, you could.
I'm like, what the heck am I
They're
reading?
like, sorry,
Cow.
your cow. I mean, your check bounced.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Brad. You did that one. Fred Rogers appeared in more than 900 episodes of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood over the show's 31 seasons. All the cardigan sweaters he wore were hand-knitted by his mother.
Yep.
I'm going to say true.
You
Yep.
are correct.
No.
Because it just seemed like something that, A, that he would do to remember his grandmother by, and B, he just seemed like that kind of dude.
He just thinks
Yeah.
kind of dude. He can
All
pull
right.
off a sweater.
She must have knitted a whole lot.
Goodness. I didn't realize 31 seasons.
I
That's
didn't. I was like, that's a long time.
yeah.
I watched
Okay.
it, and then my kids watched it. Wasn't
Mm-hmm.
but
I grew up watching it. My daughter watched it.
yeah,
My little brothers watched it. Their kids watched it.
Well, the age differences with my kids, the big shows would definitely tell how far they were apart because my first kid, Michaela, the oldest, my oldest daughter, she is a big Teletubbies fan, and she liked Poe the best. And Bear in the Big Blue House.
Do you guys remember like the Reading Rainbow and like the New Zoot Recruit?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It used to be on Saturdays.
Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow.
Yep, on PBS.
Oh, anywhere.
Yep. And
Back before there was more than 4 channels.
Yep.
And the one the electric company.
Yep, I loved that one.
Oh yeah.
And then the one show that would come on the weekends, it was only on the weekends, and it talked about how it always showed a rolled up paper. He goes, yes, my name is Bill.
Yep.
And I'm sitting here on the Capitol Hill.
Yep, same thing on PBS, and it was called The Bill of Rights.
Yep, that's it.
He talked.
Oh man,
Kimberly, do you remember? So there was this Christian show. It was Bill. His name was Bill. He's like a pastor, Bill, but it was like a kids show back.
It was Gospel
Bill.
Gospel Bill.
Gospel Bill.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to say something. I was like, VeggieTales. That was also my daughter Michaela's
Gospel
favorite.
Bill. That's what we had in Sunday school.
And where we could
like get going, Mr. Sluggo would come along and flatten him and, oh no, Mr. Bill.
Yeah.
Remember we could write in and we could get one of those little badges from Gospel Bill.
Yep.
That is crazy. And of course, me and my brother, we woke up on Saturday mornings, and we had to be up by 10:30 because that's when Pee Wee's Playhouse came on.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And then
Well,
we grew up and found out he was a pervert.
I wasn't big on Pee Wee's Playhouse. By then, I was a teenager.
Okay.
But my two little brothers and my little sister, they loved it. I hated it.
Oh yeah, we loved it. We also loved The Land of the Lost. Does anybody remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
That I
I
Or
loved.
am I too
love that.
young? Am I the baby here? No, Kim is.
Oh no,
I
that's
hated that they redid that movie, though. I
the
hated that they
dinosaurs.
redid it.
It wasn't good.
Dinosaurs. Not the mama. Not the mama. Not the
Oh
mama. Not
yeah,
the
that
mama.
was one of my mom's
Awesome.
favorite TV shows.
I love that
The
show.
I love
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs. I'm
'Cause he'd
actually
go, say
watching it
dada, say
again.
dada, not
Oh,
the mama.
cool.
He would say not
Yeah.
the mama. He wouldn't say
Yeah.
dada. He'd say not the mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom would get tickled at that.
Okay, girls. Starfish can regrow a lost leg, but humans can also regenerate some parts of their body.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I'm thinking this is true. Because I think last time I said it was false and I got it wrong. The card said I was wrong.
The card, you're wrong when she says, well, the card.
I think we can regenerate certain things.
Well, I don't think that one dude could when, what was his name?
Elena
Becky?
Bobbitt, was it?
Yeah, the dude that got his wee wee cut off.
Well, they
You said
showed
that
it
one
back
guy.
on.
And I just remembered Elena Bobbitt. I can't remember the guy's name.
Yeah, Lorena Bobbitt, I think.
David
Lorena.
Bobbitt. His name was
And then they
David. He went
found
into
it.
porn after they re-sewed it on.
What a woman scorn.
You gotta
That wasn't good
upgrade.
enough to cut it off. She had to ride 5 miles down the road and throw it out the window. The cops found it. Luckily,
Yeah.
they put on some
Remember,
ice
I
and they
remember.
reattached it.
Was it in a cornfield or something? I can't remember
Yep.
back in the day.
Yep, they found it
Yeah.
next to the road.
It was in a ditch
cornfield.
next to a cornfield. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, wow, don't mess with her.
So, is it true or false?
I think it's true, but
I'm gonna
Kimberly,
go
what
with
do you think?
true. I want to say true, but what's messing me up is I didn't know humans could regenerate. They can
Well,
regenerate cells, but not body parts.
After the answer's given, I'll tell you about it. The body parts that might be able to happen to.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so it is true.
Wow.
Humans can also regrow body parts like skin, liver tissue,
yeah.
and fingertips.
Skin,
Okay,
hair,
see, that's what had me
fingernails,
hung up.
liver, and every 7 years you get new taste buds. Every 3 years you get a new pancreas. Every 4 years you get a new liver. Every 8 years you get new kidneys. And
Oh, you
every
hear that,
12 years
baby?
you get
So in
new
8
stomach
years, I
and
won't have no
intestines.
kidney problems. I'll get a new set. Huh?
Well, they call it regenerating it, but what it really is that the cells that are there die off and new ones take their place. So they
Yeah.
call it new.
How many years can you regenerate a new brain?
You don't,
I know.
unfortunately.
Sad, yes. What Brad said.
Although
For a
there is
person with MS, that's a sad to say no. That's
there is a lab right now that is doing experiments on sharks for Alzheimer's. Because sharks don't ever lose their brain capacity, and they're showing a lot of promise in not only Alzheimer's but reversing the effects of MS.
Well, the effects of MS on the spinal cord and the brain, when you get the lesions, which of course I do have, they don't stay active, but what they affect what part of the brain and spinal cord that they do affect. They scar over. That's why I know that sclerosis is, I think, the Greek word for scars, and that's what they show up as on the MRI things. They look like mine. It just looked like a bunch of little like flashes, like these little bright spots. And the
Yep.
neurologist told me, and I literally just bawled my eyes out because that was the first time they came to that diagnosis. And I'm being told that. I'm literally bawling my eyes out, thinking my brain's broken. What am I gonna do? First Crohn's disease, now this. And then I find out I'm pregnant, and I'm like, that's why I said, ooh, God's got jokes. Because I literally was like, why? And you're not supposed to question, but I did, because I just, and it just makes you depressed, because my husband is so amazing, and so are our kids, but I just felt like, how am I going to be a mother to this baby when our other kids are at the age that they're self-sufficient? Because both girls were like 14, because she was born in January. So that July, our two girls turned 15, and my son turned 10. And I was like, how am I going to have all these problems? I have to use a walker on days that I'm really unstable. How am I going to, and I would cry to my husband, and he'd go, you're going to be fine. And I'm like, I would have a nightmare a couple of times. And I told him, I said, she got ran over because I couldn't get to her fast enough, and I was just like, he just is so rational thinking and more of a real, what do you call it? He's a
realist.
Yeah, that's
Realist.
what he just said. He's a realist. And what do you call me? A dreamer. Am I a dreamer? Oh.
No, I'm being a dreamer, but I'll tell you this right now. I have seen a
He
woman.
went out of touch with reality.
I have seen a woman grab a car that was turned over on its side,
Oh, yeah.
and her baby was trapped, and she flipped the car
Yep.
to the other side to get her kid out, all by herself.
Definitely.
My brother
see
even
that.
told me
Mom's that.
that, because I'd get down on myself. And when I didn't have my mom, I mean, it was nice having my mom anyway, but the fact that she came to live with us, well, my brother's house was bigger, had a 4-bedroom. We have a 3-bedroom, but it just made sense. And she had the choice, because my brother was saying, Mom, we got to sell the house. It's going to be a money pit. There's only so much I can do. You're getting Social Security, blah, blah, blah. Well, she chose to come stay with me and my family because we're in town, and she could still drive. So she would drive she loved the thrift stores and the dollar stores, and, among other things, she loved driving herself to church, because her Bible study were the widows or the single senior citizen ladies. And she absolutely loved being involved with that. And you could tell, because she just would talk about it, and everyone, and you really could tell when they started sending cards, because out at my brother's, like, I think 3 months in of being on hospice care, that whole one wall, was covered with cards from the church and from her Bible study group. And she was a very well loved woman in the church. And she just, I don't know, my mom, sometimes I would get upset because I'd get aggravated, but I understand, because now it's that she didn't know. And we didn't know. We thought she was just had a UTI. She's acting crazy. I'd have to call my brother. He'd come talk to her. She'd calm down. But then one time she fell, and she was laughing. When I walked in her room, I was like, Mom, why are you on the floor? And she repeated me, why are you on the floor? And I went, Mom, you are on the floor. Why? And she started laughing. So I went and got my husband. I was like, something's wrong with my mom. So I called my brother, and he immediately was talking to me. Tell me what's going on now. And I had him on speakerphone. He was talking to our mom. She was just laughing at him. And I left the room, and I was like, what do we do? He goes, don't worry, I already have an ambulance on its way. I was like, what do you think happened? And he goes, you're not going to want to know, Kim. I sure wasn't. She had a brain tumor.
Kim, I'm gonna blow your mind here. I think I knew your mom.
Shut up. No, I mean, really not. You don't have to.
Seriously. I used to work the shelter that used to be on the same street as it used to be the Stardust Hotel back in the day.
Oh my God!
In Temple, I used to work at the thrift store and at the warehouse, which was right next door to it, fixing electronics and everything.
Huh? Yeah.
And I used to go to the Goodwill, and I used to go to the Goodwill all the time. I think I knew your mom.
Oh my gosh! I wonder if I sent a picture to you, if you'd recognize her.
Well, considering I remember every face of every person I've ever met.
Could you figure out her name? Was there a name?
I always just called her ma'am.
Oh, well, of course, because you're a gentleman.
And
yeah, I know she worked at Goodwill for about 4 years.
One time she goes, oh, honey, just call me by my... I said, no, ma'am, I wasn't brought up that way.
Oh, my God, that sounds like my mom. She would always say that. Oh, gosh, don't call me ma'am.
Small world.
Right? Well, he grew up in Texas.
I'm originally from Temple.
Yeah, remember? Because that's how I knew. Because me and him talked that time. Remember, Kim? And that's how we found out. He was like, in Temple? I lived in Temple.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Well, what's the chances that you guys have already met, maybe, and you don't know it?
I think you might know my little sister.
What's your sister's name?
Angelique Michelle Briette. Now it's Oaks Briette because she got married.
What's the last name?
Briette. Well, Oaks Briette. Now she hyphenates it.
Oh, so it was Hingsley.
No, it was Briette. Oh, we have the same mom, different dad.
Angelique sounds very familiar. How old is she?
She is 20.
That's wild.
30. She's in her 30s.
Well,
I think she's 37.
See, probably not, because I'm 47. I'll be 48 in December.
Doesn't matter. She always hung out with older people, and my mom was one of those people that would talk your ear off in a heartbeat. My mom's name is Frances.
Oh my God, I had an Aunt Frances who passed away before I was born of breast cancer.
My mom's in a nursing home right now.
What was her name?
Her name is Frances Cora Kaiser. She's in a nursing home, I said.
I know.
Her name is Frances Cora Briette, but her full name is Frances Cora Kaiser Remus Angeli Forbes Briette.
That's crazy.
She's been married 4 times.
That's crazy. And you said you were going to blow my mind? I've taken care of your mom.
Are you still here, Mad Hatter?
I'm still here. I'm just listening.
Taking care of my mom?
I have taken care of your mom.
Oh, wow.
Mind blown.
It was when she came to the hospital from the nursing home.
See, I'm just waiting for my turn to ask Brad where his family's from, because he said Oates, so.
Well, that's my little sister's married name.
Okay.
That's crazy. He said he was going to blow my mind. I just blew his.
See, that's my grandmother's maiden name. Her maiden name was, she was Oates from West Virginia.
Well, at least it's not the whites, the wild and wonderful whites from West
Yeah.
Virginia.
But wow, that's crazy.
It is, Brad. I'm going to have to find a picture. I mean, I have a picture of her because I was gonna I don't know how. Just Ellie. I don't know. I'd have to go through the boxes and stuff because the picture, most of them that I have of her, I have up that one of them. Well, she's kind of like me. She never really changed as she grew, and it's a.
You guys keep talking. I'm gonna visit the ladies' room. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
I know. I mean, she would have graduated from Temple High School in 1968, but it was the August before school started that year that she ran off to California with my biological father, because that's where he was from. He was stationed here, well, near here at Fort Hood in Killeen.
I know
And
Fort Hood.
he lied to my mom. He was really married to my half brother Steven's mom. And when Steven was down visiting, we did the math, and because he had always thought, those were not his kids. And I started doing the math, and me and him figured it out together. Scott, his younger brother Scott, and the two twins born after were not me and my brother Shane and Steven's biological father. I even thought that by looking at their picture, because Steven and my brother Shane look like they could have been twins. But
you said you took care of my mom.
Yes, but not in the nursing home. She came from the nursing home.
Yeah.
She had to be seen in the hospital.
Then I guarantee you we've met.
I'm willing to bet that is just
because when she went to the hospital from the nursing home one time, I went down to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in the hospital in Scott and White, and I went and I visited her.
Yep. I call that my second home because that's
my
where
hair
I'm
was,
usually at when I'm sick now.
My hair was longer then, but I was a little heavier. But yeah, I went and I visited
Well, I was
her,
a
and
lot
I hadn't
younger
seen
too,
her in
Brad.
years.
We're not magicians.
Wow, talk about a small world, huh?
I'm telling you, I thought it was a blast, but just hearing that Brad was from Texas, like, whoa. But he was able to confirm with me that time that one lady thought I was nuts. I'm like, around in Texas, thank you, babe. In Texas, that's just normal. That there's, it's normal for a 5 and 6 year old
I ain't no
to know
steer and
how to
I ain't no
shoot.
quit. I hear the motto. Well, the motto is you don't mess with Texas. That's what I heard. Well, that's the true motto from one Texas. Trust me.
Oh yeah, that's one of the mottos. Don't mess with Texas.
Yep. Texas is the only state that's ever been its own country.
Well, at one point, my husband even says he wishes they would have become a republic, just a republic off on its own. But I told him I don't think that would happen.
Well, Texas is the only state that was asked to join the United States of America, and B, who has the right that if at any time they decide that America isn't going the way they want, they can say, okay, it was nice having the partnership, we're done.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The state, Ray says the state of 7 flags. You guys, 7 flags?
I've never heard that one.
Actually, we had the reason that 6 Flags exists is it's because of the 6 states.
Yeah, I do know that.
Helped win our independence from Mexico at the Alamo.
So that's why at Fiesta, Texas, in San Antonio, and then in Arlington, Six Flags has the Six Flags
Huh.
above the entrance.
Yeah, but
Interesting.
at one time, Texas was under Spanish, Mexican,
Yep.
French,
Who's talking?
Italian, and Portuguese.
Oh, I keep hearing another man, but I don't know who's up
Yeah, a friend of mine stopped by.
there. Oh,
But we've been going on for 2.5 hours.
oh
I think
wow.
I'm gonna
Oh
probably.
wow!
That's
Yeah, I know.
I kept interrupting. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. I had fun. I hope you guys did too.
It's
Oh
really
yeah!
Like I said,
Um,
I'm here to hang out with you guys and
Mhm.
have fun. It doesn't matter if we're talking
Yeah.
or playing a game or whatever.
Yeah.
As long as
It
I get
just
to hang
oh
out,
yeah. It
what
because it's
matters
like
to me.
a friendly channel, and you just like Kim said, you know, you want to get to know people, and
Yeah.
because
And
oh
I
yeah!
mean,
Kim don't treat
we've
people
all
like
met.
just subscribers.
We've all met, through the little girl Summer
Mhm.
Wells, and I've come across some really wonderful, kind-hearted souls.
Mhm.
That's just what I want my channel to be about. I just want to
Mhm.
with you guys, and doing whatever it is you guys want to do.
Yep.
So,
Guys, I'll never forget when Kimmy said that, no, you've got me for good or for life. You can't get rid of me. And I was like, oh, no, it's worse. You can't get rid of me. She knows, of course, I was teasing. It's just like,
yeah.
once I make a friend, I make a friend.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I really appreciate you always being around, Ray, when you can. I feel that you're a great part of my channel here. You can always make us laugh.
And Brad,
You're always
Brad's going to get rid of the weirdos out of the chat. And then he's going to
Brad
come
will
up
be
and
my
teach y'all a lesson
bodyguard.
about something.
It's just what I do. It comes naturally to
That's
me.
right. But I'd be proud of that.
He's our bodyguard, so.
Yeah, he runs all the bad people out of the chat, and he knows a lot of shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so therefore we can
grandmother raised me well.
conversations.
Yeah.
And I like that.
That's true. Well, listen, I had
Thank
a
you, Mad
wonderful
Hatter.
time.
And thank you, Kim. And
Yes.
thank
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Brad.
Thank
you
you
You're
for
for
letting
very
us
welcome.
up on panel, Kim.
And who won? Us girls or was
Well,
it Brad?
you guys were down by 2.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
But against
Yeah.
Ray, Mad Hatter, that's like coming in. That's like getting an A.
Yeah,
Yeah,
against
that's
Brad.
Brad, yeah.
Because I mean, it's sad that it took 2 against Brad, but we still down by 2. That's like getting an A. So we're pretty good. We're pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're still
You're
passing.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming by and all the ones who stopped by in earlier.
I
really do appreciate you guys.
Yep. And I love you all. We'll see you next time. I love you, Kimmy. Call me tomorrow.
Love you too.
Mwah.
Love you, Kim.
Love y'all. Love you, Mad Hatter.
Have a good night, guys.
You too.
Kim,
Mwah.
get my
Love you all.
number from the other Kim.
Yep.
Okay. Good? Good. All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night. All right. Let's see here. We will send you guys out with a cute little video that my best friend Cushy made. Love you guys. Have a good night.